Hi, this is Sue Ann Fang from Keller Williams Advantage. Welcome to my three-part series all about buying a condo. This is the third part in this series, and today I'm going to talk to you about status certificates, which are a very, very important part of the condo purchase process. So what is a status certificate? Well, a status certificate is the financial statements for the condo corporation. And this is what it looks like. It's a big document. It goes back in time to the creation of the condominium. So it includes the budget for the condo. It includes the financial statements for the condo. It includes the reserve fund study so that you know there's enough money in the pot for upcoming repairs and capital expenses. It includes the incorporation documents for the condo corporation. It includes all of the rules and bylaws that you must abide by when you're living in a condominium. And it includes a single sheet from the seller about that specific condo unit, whether they are up to date on their maintenance fees for the month, and whether they've done any repairs or alterations to the unit, and whether those repairs or alterations or renovations have been approved by the condo corporation itself. So how do you get this document? Well, by law, the condominium corporation has to provide it to you within 10 days of your conditional offer being accepted by the seller. Sometimes this is available ahead of time to view, especially if there is a multiple offer situation anticipated. You may want to look at it ahead of time before you put in an offer. And they have 10 days to get it to you. It could come like this in a big printed document, or it could come in a digital form. In any case, you give it to your real estate lawyer to look at that and to decide whether there are any red flags. So what red flags does a real estate lawyer look for? Well, there's several of them that they go through the document to check. First and foremost is a low reserve fund, which may mean that the individual owners would have to top that up to cover any anticipated repairs. Secondly, they look for a lawsuit that might be coming up that the insurance for the building doesn't cover. Third, they need to make sure that the building's insurance plan and policies are up to date so that you as an owner are covered. And fourth, they look for any specific building deficiencies like plastic pipe known as high-tech piping that needs to be replaced in some buildings that were built between around 1997 and 2007. Now, as a potential owner, you can also take a look at this status certificate. What should you look for? You should look for the pet policy. See how many pets and of what size are allowed in the building. Some buildings have a no pet policy. 2, you should take a look at the smoking policies for the building. Some older buildings still allow smoking in the unit, although it's being phased out. That's an important thing for you as a homeowner to know. Third, you should find out whether they allow short-term rentals. I'm talking about Airbnb. The buildings that allow that generally are a little bit more rundown and noisier because they may have a reputation as being a bit of a party building. You should also find out what percentage of renters are in the building. General rule of thumb is that highly owner-occupied buildings are kept nicer over the long term. And lastly, you and your agent should double check that the monthly maintenance fees that are described in the MLS listing are the same as that are outlined in the status certificate. Make sure those two numbers match up. So at what point in the purchase do you take a look at the status certificate? Well, that can happen at 2 different stages. In a normal circumstance, when you're negotiating a deal and you have some conditions in it, one of the conditions will be to review the status certificate. So the property manager will order it, you'll get it within that 10 days, and then you'll give it to your lawyer who will have 3 business days to take a look at the status certificate and give you some answers. If, however, you're in a tough seller's market, like we're in right now at the beginning of 2022 in Toronto, many properties have an offers date and you'll be competing with your bid with other buyers. So you would take a look at the status certificate ahead of time and have your lawyer look at it within 1 day period. I even have some lawyers that will look at it in a couple of hours if you need it, if it's in a really high pressure situation. Whatever you do, make sure that you have somebody give you legal advice so that you don't buy something that you regret. Check those red flags. If you would like to know more about the condo buying process, you can give me a call at 416-562-5002. Hit the subscribe button below. Take a look at my other videos on buying a condo. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sue Ann Feng from Keller Williams Advantage.